Hello everyone, Jackie Ritz here. I'm so excited to be doing a virtual make and take for all of you who are watching this and those who are catching the recording. Welcome. Sorry you couldn't make it live, but you can do this by following along with the recording. So I'm streaming in a couple different places because I had an issue with going horizontal over here for my well-oiled essential oil team. So if the virtual is, the vertical thing is bothering you, I will post the YouTube recording of this as soon as I'm done. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm really excited to talk with you more about how to make bath salts. And so these are one of my favorite things to make for teachers and holiday gifts. They love it. Not only is it just really personalized and handmade, but it also is really frugal to make. So here are the ingredients that you need. Now, some of the essential oils you might not have, but honestly, you can make all different kinds of substitutions. Hey, Stephanie. Hi, Diane. So, and I'll give you guys a couple ideas of what you can substitute with. So don't stress out if you don't have all the oils. These are just some of the blends that I really love and have developed over the last couple years. We even had a huge success selling these bath salts at the farmer's market. So it's a wonderful gift. So you're gonna need, this makes about 4 mason jars that are 2 cups. Now you can use smaller jars and spread it out a little bit more and make more. You can buy beautiful, jars that have the little clasp on top that's really gorgeous. Go to Goodwill and find the jars that you like. You don't have to use these ones. These are just what I had on hand. You're also going to need some Dead Sea salt. I highly recommend not skipping on this, okay, because this sea salt is divine. It actually comes from the Dead Sea in Israel, and I've linked where to buy this on Amazon. It's probably the more expensive product that you'll have to buy for these bath salts, but it comes like, I think it's 2 pounds. Yeah, it's 5 pounds. So you're gonna have so much. It's still under $20. So you're gonna have so much to use. And it just smells like, it doesn't smell like the Epsom or the Himalayan. It just has a really mineral rich consistency and smell to it. So bath salts are really great for taking baths with, because when you add your essential oils to the water, they don't really mix that well. And so we want to create a base that can deliver the essential oils to you in your bathtub, and you can get all the benefits of having those oils, but you also have a really great magnesium-rich bath. And so magnesium is really important for our bodies because it's not only super great for relaxing your sore and tired muscles, but it also is excellent at giving you a great boost of rest. So we know magnesium is essential for having a good night's sleep, and so I highly recommend making these, using these bath salts at night, especially the Relaxation one and the Aphrodisiac one that I'm going to share with you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh yeah, so you're also going to need, so make sure that your Dead Sea salt is coarse ground. I think that coarse looks more beautiful in the jar. Once you mix it all up, it kind of adds to that visual effect. As well as your Himalayan sea salt, get the one that's coarse ground, because once again, it just looks really gorgeous in the jar once you have it all mixed up together. So now if you don't have coarse ground, you can still make it with your regular fine salt that you have on hand, totally fine. Don't worry about that. Now, Epsom salt you can find at most of your pharmacies. I got this one at Target, Walmart has it, CVS has it, and even Sam's or Costco if you want to get a huge amount. So Epsom salt is really easy to find. You probably shouldn't even order that one online. So we are going to make 4 different types of bath salts that you can use. So the first one we're going to make is our Aphrodisiac one. Now this has those oils in it that are wonderful for women, boosting your libido and just really balancing your hormones. So this is an excellent one to use at night or in the morning or during the day. And not only does it do that, but it smells incredible. So let's start with that one. I'm gonna put this down a little bit so you guys can watch what's going on. So we are gonna, my favorite way to mix oils with salt is in a glass Pyrex jar. So use a glass jar, it works the best. And we're gonna start with our Aphrodisiac blend. Now, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna create the base. Now the base is what you're gonna use for all 4 of these different recipes. In this base, you can also use with whatever oils you have on hand or whatever kind of bath salt you want to create in the future, okay? So this is the base. Write it down so you have it like forever. So for the base, you're going to want a 1/2 cup of Himalayan coarse ground sea salt. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you see how beautiful that is? It's just a gorgeous pink, different colors of pink color. I love using Himalayan sea salt. Now next you're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of your Epsom salt. So. There's a 1/2 cup. There's a 1/4 of a cup. And then you're gonna add the same amount, 3/4 of a cup of dead sea salt. Now, I'm doing this one recipe at a time, but obviously if you're making all of these together, feel free to, and you're watching the replay and you're not making it with me right now, feel free to do this big base together. Right now I'm kind of dividing it out just for ease of everybody. Okay, so 3/4 of a cup of dead sea salt. Here's what the dead sea salt looks like. I'm afraid to flip it over anymore. Very coarse, this is the coarse ground one. If you don't have a glass jar, you can also use stainless steel. You don't want to use plastic though, especially with using your essential oils. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna blend this all up. Let me move this stuff. Your salt might have chunks in it just from absorbing moisture. If you don't close your salt all the way, it'll absorb moisture. So work out all those clumps and get it all mixed together really well. See, there it is. You can see how pretty it is with that coarse ground sea salt. Just think it makes a really beautiful salt base that you can use for any future recipes. You want to also, when you give instructions, you know, I'll give you guys some tips for how to label your jars at the end, but you want to make sure that you tell them to let it kind of sit in the tub for, you know, a good 3 to 5 minutes before they get in as they're filling up the water, and it'll just help to dissolve the coarse ground salt. Okay, so we have it all mixed up together. See how beautiful that is? And now we're gonna add our essential oils. So we're gonna add 10 drops of ylang ylang, however you wanna say it. Okay, you're gonna add it directly into your jar. Okay, that was 10. And then you're gonna add 10 drops of vetiver. Very relaxing one to add into this mix. Vetiver also is a thicker oil, so bear with me as we wait for vetiver to take its sweet time to drip out. But that's okay, that's what makes vetiver so wonderful. Honestly, vetiver doesn't smell good on its own, but when you add it with a blend like this, which is very high in those floral oils, you'll be very happy that we added vetiver. We're halfway there. I keep choosing vetiver for these online demos, Even though I have to wait for it and it might be awkward, it's just such a lovely oil to use. I think one more, I lost count. Okay, now the next one I suggest using is if you have jasmine, and even if it's, you know, if you use doTERRA, it's a touch, you can still use about 4 drops instead of 2. If it's not a touch, you're gonna use about 2 drops. If you don't have jasmine, which honestly I can't find my jasmine right now, so I'm really disappointed and sad, I'm gonna use Whisper. So Whisper is a blend of essential oils that is created for women, and it has jasmine in it, and it has some other really great oils that are great for balancing your hormones and also boosting your libido. So that's why we're gonna use Whisper in this blend. Now, if you have jasmine, you're gonna add 2 drops at this point. Unless it's the touch bottle, you'll add 4. But I'm gonna add 4 drops of Whisper to this since it has several other oils in it. So we're gonna do 4 drops. That's it. So now all we do is we mix it up really good. You gotta mix all of that up. Vetiver likes to quickly absorb the salt, so you wanna make sure that you mix vetiver up very well and get rid of the, what I call vetiver chunks that are in there. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I forgot my funnel, hold on. If you have a funnel, use it at this point so you don't make a mess. But if you don't worry about it. So now we're just gonna add it to our jar, and that's it. We just made a Aphrodisiac bath salt blend. How do you use this? So if you are using it on your whole body, you're gonna use about 1 cup, half a cup to 1 cup of the salt in your tub. If you don't have a bathtub, you can still soak your feet in this, which is gonna be really, really lovely as well. You'll just wanna use about 2 tablespoons per basin of water that you soak your feet in. So let's add it to it. If you have a funnel at this point, it's way easy to use a funnel. But if you don't, just be careful adding your salt. It might actually be a little bit more, which is fine. I'll throw it in my soak. And there we go. You have a little bit left over. Let me see if I can get that in there. Perfect. And that is your Aphrodisiac blend. And it's just stunning, isn't it gorgeous? What a beautiful gift to give these holidays. I didn't calculate this out. I would estimate this cost maybe $2 to make. Maybe upwards of 3 to 4 if you're using jasmine, because it's a little bit more expensive. Now at this point, you don't want to just give it like this. I'm not going to go into detail about how you can decorate your jar, but this is a base for really making a gorgeous homemade gift. So I recommend, you know, putting burlap ribbon around it. If you have washi tape, you can even do washi tape around it. You can cut a little square of fabric, and what you would do is you would put this little part of the lid on right here, and then you would put your square of fabric on, and then you would add the other part of the lid to it, and that just looks so rustic and just beautiful. You can also tie hemp. You can use like a hemp rope and tie a little thing around here attaching to a tab that tells the person receiving this what's in this, what kind of blend it is, and maybe how to use it. Make sure you write down, add half a cup to 1 cup to your bathtub, or 2 tablespoons to a foot soak. Make sure you write that on your label so they know how to use it as well. This is our Aphrodisiac blend. I already have a paper ready because I don't want to mix these up, so I'm going to set that one aside, and let's make our next one. Now we're going to use the same base for this one. If I was a little shorter, this would be so good. I'm just so tall. I'm 5'11", so we are going to make the mineral base. So for the mineral base, we're going to use a half a cup of your coarse ground sea salt. And what we're making this time is we're going to make our immune boosting blend. So this is what you're going to want to use when you're not feeling so hot, or it's during the winter months and people around you aren't feeling so great. You're going to want to soak yourself in an immune boosting bath with these oils in it. Now, we're going to talk about some substitute oils. I love this blend that I've created though. It's wild orange, lemongrass, and ginger. You absolutely can use just one oil like On Guard, which is already a blend of immune boosting oils. Feel free to play around with your recipe and make it however you like it. So we're going to do a half a cup of the coarse ground Himalayan salt. Then we're going to do 3/4 of a cup of our Dead Sea salt and our Epsom salt. And we'll mix all those together. You guys see me. Get rid of all those salty chunks. Now you can use just 2 of these salts if you want to. I don't recommend it. I really think this is an incredible trifecta with all 3 of these salts, and I love all 3 of them together. So if you can spend the extra money and get all 3 of these salts, and like I said, it's still minimal compared to a $20 gift. It's going to be around $2 to $3 each gift, and which I think is a great gift. You can give all 4 of these jars as one gift as well, or you can give 1 or 2 or 3, however you want. Okay, so we're going to make the immune boosting blend, and we're going to start with adding our ginger. Now ginger just is great all on its own. Oh, I just die for ginger. I love it so much. You're going to do 7 drops of ginger. Okay? And then you're going to add your wild orange or sweet orange, whatever kind of orange you have. And we're going to do 15 drops of that. Sometimes they get stuck or something, like an air bubble. Come on now. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I'm going to help it out on the end. And then you're going to use lemongrass. Do about 7 drops of lemongrass, although if somebody has sensitive skin and you know it, I would omit this and just, add extra ginger and extra sweet orange, because lemongrass can be a pretty intense, but we're only adding 7 drops here. Okay, then you'll stir it all up just like we did before, really, really well, because like I said, when you add it onto the top, it quickly absorbs into those salts that were on the top, so you want to make sure you give it a really good mix. Oh, I can't even tell you how amazing this smells right now. It smells so good. I just have to stop and smell it. Oh, guys, this trio together of oils is so exquisite together. It just smells so, so good. The ginger really balances out that harsher citrus, that you get with the lemongrass, which isn't really a citrus, but it just really balances it out. So mix it up really good, and then add it to your immune boosting jar. So we're going to use our funnel. Now, I already know that all of it will fit, so we just have to do a little banging to get it all in there. There we go. And there is your immune boosting bath salt. Put the lid on, label it before you get them mixed up. So just add a temporary label onto it as you get going to the next one. All right, so the next one we're gonna make is a sore muscle soak. Now, I used a blend of oils for this, a trio that I really love, but if you have a blend already, like Deep Blue or something else that you use, you can absolutely use those here. So, but we're gonna use frankincense because it's just so amazing for your body and for your muscles, and so is rosemary, and so is peppermint. Okay, so we're gonna start with our base, which you guys should have memorized by now. A half a cup of your Himalayan salt, and 3/4 of a cup of your Dead Sea salt and your Epsom salt. Okay, give it a little mix. And then we're gonna add our oils. So you're gonna wanna use 10 drops of frankincense. 7 drops of, oh, I forgot, we're gonna use ginger too. 7 drops of ginger. And then 7 drops of rosemary. Ooh, I love the smell of rosemary. And then 3 drops of peppermint. Okay, do the same thing, mix it all up really well, more than what you think would be good, just to really incorporate all the essential oils throughout the whole 2 cups of your base. I like using a pointed wooden spoon because it really helps me to just kind of chop it in really good. Oh gosh, this smells, oh, it smells so good. It definitely smells like a sore muscle blend. Not only will you get the great the great essential oils that are excellent for your sore muscles, but the magnesium and the hot bath water is going to be so so great when you're just wore out. All right, and there is our sore muscle soak. Right there. Put your temporary label on it so you don't forget which one is which. You could probably open it up and smell which one is which. And then next, in our last one, we're just going to do a basic relaxation blend. This one is just going to be so good just for those tired nights. I don't know if any of you are affected by the longer winter nights. I am. I don't like it. I hate that. Even right now that's getting darker earlier, and when I wake up it's still dark when it used to be light or just some sun coming up when I used to wake up. So this is going to be really good for those who are affected from that seasonal disorder. So make sure that you make your blend first. So we're gonna make our blend. We're gonna use a half a cup of Himalayan salt, coarse ground. Oops. Gotta do it the easy way. And then 3/4 of a cup of your Dead Sea and your Epsom. Give it a good mix. Break up any chunks that you might have, and you'll have some. Make sure you break them up really good. When you put your lid on your jar after you break them up, they shouldn't come back. Okay, and now we'll add our essential oils to this relaxation blend. Okay, so we're gonna use lavender. Where's my lavender? Oh no, are you hiding? I forgot my lavender. Hang on one second, let me grab it. Sorry, I'm over at my oils. I'm trying to find the lavender. Give me one moment. Thought I grabbed every oil. There it is. Okay. So obviously lavender, we know, is amazing for resting and relaxation. So we're going to use a lot of lavender. We're going to use 15 drops here. Okay. And then we're going to add geranium. We're going to add about 10 drops of geranium. I know a lot of people don't like geranium. So if you don't like geranium, substitute frankincense here. Substitute vetiver here would be another really good one. Just use those instead. So 10 drops of geranium, 15 drops of lavender, and 4 drops of your neroli. My neroli from doTERRA comes in a roll-on bottle. So I'm going to show you guys how to get this off super easy. Take your lid and use your lid to pop up the touch top. There we go. It's up halfway. I'm using my wrong hand, that's why. Just kind of bend it to the side. It's a little rough to get off, but once you get it off, it's off. Goodness gracious, this one's on good. There we go. Okay. Now, if you're not really good at like going slow, then get a pipette and do this with that. But I'm gonna risk it. So I'm gonna add 4 drops of my neroli touch. If you have straight neroli, just add 2 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did it. And then pop your thing right back on. And then that's it. So that's 15 drops of lavender, 10 drops of geranium, and then 4 drops of your neroli touch, and then give it a really, really good mix. Ooh, it smells so good. I've never made this with neroli because we haven't had neroli. And I haven't made it in the last year, but this smells with the neroli, it smells so good. And I like geranium and I love the smell, but honestly, it's not overpowering in geranium. If you are one of those people who don't like geranium, I just smell just a really good trio with the lavender and the neroli and the geranium. It smells really good together. Add it to your jar after it's mixed up really good. Oh, I have a little bit left over. I might have to go take a bath. Let me see if I can get it in there. And, woo, I did it. And that, my friends, is it. So I'm going to try to get the lid on this one and label it. This is your relaxation blend. So this is going to be good for any single time that you want to take a bath and relax. So after those long days of work or stressful days at home with the kids, take a bath, have some time to yourself. Now, if you want to add more salt as you get in the bathtub, you can absolutely add extra of any of the salt, but don't add any more oils. It's got plenty in it for your baths or for your foot soak. And that's it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this virtual make and take. It was so much fun doing it with all of you. I hope that you are going to go out there and make some bath salts for your friends and family. It's truly an amazing gift, and just, you know, make it pretty. Make your jars pretty, add some ribbons to it, you know, go all out and be creative. If you're not creative, add some washi tape on it like I do, or cut a piece of fabric and put a square on the top. And just make sure that you label it really good for whoever you're giving it to. So thank you guys so much. I hope that you have a wonderful Saturday, and we will be doing these again. So I can't wait to do another one in the next couple weeks for all of you. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.